The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of WBGR Network. Any questions or concerns about what is said should be directed to the show host, whose information will be provided upon request.
I get butterflies when she said it.
I know, right? We about to start the show.
Okay. 10 seconds. That's well.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for the Let's Do This talk show. As you can see, it's just Sonia and myself today. Ladrine is on vacation. Where's Ladrine? Traveling to New York, right? I think Ladrine is in New York, so I'm sure she's chiming in with us. But so it's just me and Sonia, and Myra's going to join us later on today about 7:30. But so we're going to get started. We're going to talk about our weekend, and then we're going to jump right into it. We also, the topic last week was which was mental health matters. It was so deep last week. It was so touching. We want to piggyback on that. We also want to bring you guys your comments, and we weren't able to address a lot of your comments and a lot of your questions because our streaming was so intense. Everything was so intense. So we're going to apologize for that. We weren't able to get to you all. But chime in today because we're going to piggyback on that. In addition to the mental health, we're going to just talk about ladies' night out, how to take care of ourselves, take care of our good girlfriends, and take care of just sisterhood. You want to start, Sonya, with your weekend?
Okay, so my weekend was good, but I am more excited about this weekend coming up. Okay. So we are going on a cruise. Me, my husband, my daughters, my mom, my stepdad. We are all going, some friends from church. We are all going on a cruise. So we are excited, and I'm telling you, it all ties into the show on today because sometimes you just have to take care of yourself. You have to take vacations. I tell people, say, well, when do you work? I work all the time. That's why I have to take so many vacations and trips because I believe in taking care of myself and making sure that I'm getting the rest that I need, the relaxation that I need, because a relaxed me is a better me. Yes. And now I can go and now I can take care of everything else that I need to take care of. So I'm excited. We are going on this cruise. That's why I got my little cruise hair.
I see you look cute.
Thank you.
It's cute.
So I am so excited, and I'm really, really happy with this topic, and I can't wait for us to dive in on this. I didn't even say who I was. I'm supposed to introduce myself.
Go ahead. Tell you who you are.
I am Minister Sonia. Some of you might, if you follow me, I do an inspirational word on Facebook. It's called Morning Glory with Minister Sonia. I'm also on the Gospel Time Machine every single day at 10 a.m. If you want to be inspired and you want to hear a word from God, listen to Morning Glory with Minister Sonia. On top of that, I work for the government, and my mother and I have group homes, Prince of Peace Assisted Living Facility, and we have been blessed to open 4 locations, and I'm just so thankful and so grateful because God continues to bless us, because not only is that our business, but we call that a ministry as well. Yes. And just a quick plug, I'm actually getting ready to start selling this line of skincare for women. Okay. I fell in love with the products. I started wearing them, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Rodan and Fields, but it's a really, really excellent skincare line, and I am getting ready to embark on that sort of project as well. So stay tuned for information from that.
Yes. Hi, I'm Katrina Martin with the Global Next Gen Event Center. I pretty much host events where we have baby showers, book signings. Like this past weekend, it was very powerful for me this weekend. Ronnie, Ladrine's sister, she had her book. No, it wasn't really a book launch, but they talked about the topics in the book. She had a panel of the authors who talked about the topics of the book. I peeked my head in the book, but I'm saving all of my books for when I take my vacation down North Carolina, which will be in the next 2 weeks. But so far, I peeped my head in the book, Breaking the Code of Silence. It was it's good. When I peeped my head in, I was like, okay, peep back out, because I want to save that tree. So Ronnie, the session was very great. She had it hosted at the Global Event Space. Also on Saturday, my girl Ladrine invited me out to the Gospel Fest.
Nice.
Over at the sports arena over in DC, off of Martin Luther King Avenue, the old St. Elizabeth. It was nice. Ty Tribbett, Hezekiah Walker, hands down. And also Jacayla Carr.
I love her.
She was good.
I love her.
It was good. The show was phenomenal. Yeah. So I had my spirit all fed up this weekend with just some empowerment things. And yesterday, me and the ladies hung out up at the Stradmore.
Nice.
All of them RE fans, all the Red Essence fans, they took us way back. We had a ball. When I say we had a ball, we didn't want to leave. And that just goes back to show you when, good vibes get together, that sisterhood get together, chemistry is just like, it's a whole nother level. So my weekend was good. My week was good. And so we're going to go ahead and jump in with the topic. Also, Myra is going to join us, the love expert. Myra's going to join us about 7:30, something like that. When she comes in, we're going to take a break and bring Myra on. So, okay. So, what's going on, Sonya?
So, this topic is amazing. And like I said, it ties into a lot of things that I'm doing. As you know, I am preparing for a women's retreat the first weekend in April. April, I believe it's 3rd, 4th, and 5th of 2020. And when God gave me the vision, it was to bring women together in unity and to put us on one accord. And when you talk about Jacayla Carr, let me tell you, I love her. Jacayla Carr is going to open up for the retreat.
Oh, wow.
And I know we know her to be a singer, but let me tell you something. She can preach.
Right. Yeah,
and she's going to be preaching. She's going to open up the retreat on that Friday at 7. And then we have a lot of seminars. If you're a single woman and you want to learn how to be satisfied, I know I never was, but we can talk about it. If you want to learn how to be satisfied as a single woman, if you're a married woman and you're learning how to juggle some things, but the most powerful part of this retreat is going to be that last seminar, and it's called Am I My Sister's Keeper?
Okay.
You don't know my story. And I'm going to have some powerful women sitting on the stage. They're going to give their testimonies, and I'm believing God that we're going to have some women who are going to be healed, delivered, and set free, because a lot of us are dealing with some emotional baggage and a lot of mental things, and then you've got emotional things. And then you got all of this going on, and you still have to be a wife. You still have to be a mother. You still have to go to work every day. And so I want us to come together as women. And if I hear your story and you hear my story, now we can have a little bit more sort of consideration for one another, because that's what's missing when it comes to women, especially African American women. I would love for us to really get to the point where we are our sister's keeper. And so our topic on today is about women's mental health and just social, well-being.
Right.
And so I know at first we said we were going to talk about the emotional side, and when I looked it up, it says emotional well-being is the acceptance of oneself. Okay, we got a call on line 1. Is the acceptance of oneself and being comfortable with who you are.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. Let's go to line 1.
We have a caller that called in.
Do you know how to do this?
Yeah, go ahead and push it. Yeah.
Push this?
Yeah.
Okay.
You push the speaker.
Okay. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi. Oh, good. I did it right. Hallelujah.
You can introduce yourself.
Hey, guys. This is Shanae, the professional credit diva.
Shanae! Hey, we want to first send our condolences over, Shanae. I saw on the feed, we had going back and forth with the death in your family. we want to definitely send our condolences and our prayers up for your family.
Yeah.
For you
Thank
and
you
family.
guys so very much. That means everything to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And thank you for calling in. I know you got a lot going on, but that's what we're talking about. How we as women, we just juggle everything, don't we?
Yes. It takes a strong person to be a woman here, and I mean, we handle it. And the topic from last week, and also, you know, that's carried over to this week, is definitely a strong and powerful topic. And with me dealing with finances, it can add, you know, fuel to the fire as well.
Okay, so
and
now
I
you got some
wanted to, you know, just touch base on that because, you know, your mental health is very important. And a lot of times when our finances, you know, are not straight or where we want them to be, that can take a toll, and that can add to the depression and the anxiety, you know, that we have just as a human being, period.
Definitely. We all know, I mean, even if you're talking about marriages and stuff, what happens is when you start adding finances to the mix, you get all kinds of issues. So if you're able to sort of, you know, combat that, then you kind of resolve a lot of stuff all in one, you know, one blow. If you can get your finances together, that removes a lot of stress and anxiety. And I think it's really important that we learn how to do this.
Definitely. That's one of the things that I love. One of the reasons that I do what I do is to bring some type of relief to a household. Because once you get your finances in order and everything, and you're able to control that, a lot of times it saves households, it saves marriages, it saves, you know, relationships, it saves a person's life, actually. And that's why when I stress to my clients, you know, how important it is to actually combat your debt, and then think of credit and things of that nature as a wealth building tool. So I teach them how to see the good in having credit and how to utilize it correctly. But that's my ultimate goal, just to bring a little bit of stress relief to the average individual and to a person's household and to their life.
Now, Shanae, I want to add to your comment. I'll say that even with myself, I have, in addition to the marriage, I have my girls, and they're all at different, you know, stages in their life. One is in college. One is she's independent now. She has her own place. And then my teenager, which is 16, you know, she still has her teenage stuff that needs to be taken care of. And with those, there's finances. Well, me as a mom, I want to make sure they're okay in each area. And so I see what you mean when you say it can become stressful because, you know, as a mom, you want to make sure you pave the right finance trail for your family so that so you can afford for your kids to go to college. And if they ever need you, with them being independent, you're there, you're able to provide for them. So can you touch base on that as far as your experience with balancing that?
Definitely. One of the things that I'm finding, and I really didn't understand how important it was when my grandmother used to do it and used to make me do it, is she would sit every month, or every 2 weeks when she got paid, she would sit at the ironing board, I never forget, and she would make me sit with her at least once a month while she paid the bills and while she balanced her checkbook. And at that point, it was just like, oh my gracious, Nana, do I really have to do it? Like, I'm going to be okay. Like, I'm 13 years old. I don't need this. But it is so important, because the average child nowadays, like my son is 13 now, but when he was younger, whenever he wanted something, I'm like, you know, well, where are we going to get it from? Oh, just swipe your card. Just go to the ATM machine. So it's important for us as parents not to inundate them or to stress them out but to let them see what we do as a parent, how a household is ran. It is good for them to have their own bank account, and even if it's just, with a savings account, but to actually see the funds are removed from their account when they make a purchase. Because when it's removed from mommy and daddy's account, they don't
see it.
They don't see it.
I gotta tell you about it.
Oh, you are preaching. Me too. You are preaching. Let me tell you.
And I remember, back in the day when it was Happy Days and everything else, they taught home economics and, how to cook and how to clean, how to manage the household,
skills and things like that.
Balance a checkbook. Our children don't get that now.
Right.
Our responsibility to teach them so that when they do go out on their own, they understand that, okay, this is a monthly bill. It's a recurring bill. You need to pay it. Your credit is very important to you. You don't want to have to play, catch up or anything like that. And believe it or not, I've come across a lot of college students that they receive so many college offers and everything, and they, swipe
with the credit cards,
getting new things, but they don't realize that you have to pay this back.
Exactly.
Like, this is not just free money.
Yep. And you just said something crucial. When it's coming out of their account, it makes all the difference in the world. So my 14-year-old got her first job, and she got her first check, right? So we go to the mall, and homegirl is picking up everything, all kinds of clothes, all this stuff. We get to the counter, and mommy steps aside because you have a job and you just got paid.
Right.
She looked at me and said, I got to pay for this? I said, yeah. Do you know homegirl put everything back?
Oh, wow.
I was livid because I'm like, so you didn't need all of this stuff. Long as mommy was paying for it, you didn't need it. But it was teaching her the value of a dollar because I declare they think we rich. My prayer is let me be as rich as my kids think I am, because they think we have money.
They do. And in another case, my daughter with her summer job, I always order the hair, the tracks for everybody. I've been ordering tracks for the kids, weave for the kids since they've been teenagers. This is her first time. She had to order them for herself. And when I said, because if you order them, you're going to take care of them. Because they thinking they could order this hair and just do whatever with it. And because I'm like, well, where's the hair you had last year? No, I want some new hair. So she ordered it herself with her own money, and the amount it came up to. But I bet you that hair is going to stay intact. She's going to use it again, and you ain't got to worry about it getting damaged or nothing. So yes, we definitely have to set an example. We have to make them be responsible so that they can see this stuff don't grow on trees.
Exactly.
Shanae, well, what we really have to start thinking about is what I call generational impact. So even in my ministry, a lot of what I'm doing with, whether it's the marriage ministry or the women's ministry, but I look at it like this is going to have a generational impact on these families. I'm really tired of the enemy coming in and taking our families, and now you got people always talking about these generational curses. Well, we get ready to combat that, because all we need to do is begin to educate one another. And if I get educated first, then I can turn around, I can educate my daughters, and I can explain to them the importance of keeping your credit intact, the importance of paying your bills on time. No, you don't just, keep spending and don't think about the consequences. And I'm telling you, I thank God because I have the properties that I have now because I was able to purchase them and I had my credit intact. But if they don't know and they don't sort of connect the dots, they like, what difference does it make if I send the money to this credit card or not? So I'm really thankful that people like you are out here educating. You're educating us about this so that we can then turn around and educate our children.
Yes, it's important. It definitely is. And like I said, if you're prepared and you know what the consequences are, it is a stress relief to pay your bills. I have to worry, about how you're going to make ends meet. So it is a little bit of less tension on, the average household and everything. You definitely want to set yourself up, but you definitely want to set your children up.
Family
for
Yeah, exactly.
And what I recommend to a lot of folks, that if they have children, no matter the age really, but if they have children and they have excellent credit themselves, what they need to do is make their child an authorized user.
Yes.
On their credit card, on their car loan, or and you don't have to physically give them a credit card or anything. I had one lady that did that. She is a vice president for Bank of America down in Atlanta, and she put her daughter on her car loan and one of her credit cards as an authorized user at the age of, it was either 15 or 16. When her daughter graduated high school at 18 years old, she graduated with an 800 plus credit score.
Wow.
She didn't understand the importance of it, really how it worked in the real world. So her mom took her to an exclusive high-rise apartment building in Atlanta. And she said, fill out an application. She was like, "Mom, like, are you kicking me out? Like, what is going on?" She said, no. She said, fill out the application. They took the application. When they ran the young lady's credit, they came back and said, when do you want to move in? They did not require proof of income. Did not require a check stub. They did not require anything. That 800 plus credit score spoke for itself, because it showed them, it let them know that she was responsible. She pays her bills on time, and she is not a risk.
Now, Shanae, I will be a test for that. My girlfriend, she told me about that years ago, and I did it with both of my girls. I used them as an authorized user when they were in high school. They were like in the 12th grade, each one, when they got into 12th grade. So when they started to build credit, the scores were up in like the 700s. They started out in the 700s. I did not have to co-sign for neither one of them a car. Their first car, they were able to get on their own. So I would attest for that. That does work. It definitely works.
It definitely does. And you're setting them up for success. And I mean, we're there as a backup plan. But if we set them up early and explain to them early, then that's less stressful for them. Because there's so many college students that I have as clients that have sky high debt, that Navient is coming after them, and Fed loan and everything, and they really don't know what to do. They hide from it, but it causes anxiety and things for them, because now they have garnishment and so forth and so on. So, and it really messes with your psyche. When your finances are not in order, it really messes up everything else.
It really does. It's like wearing a bad pair of shoes, man. When your feet hurt, you can't think about nothing else.
Well, we appreciate you joining in on us, Shanae. We wish you could join us on the platform today. But of course, every time you join in, you give us a wealth of information financially, and like you said, to teach our kids, to educate our kids and family as far as financial management. It definitely is a part of mental health. It's a part of emotional beings, because with that, if you don't do it, causes stress, anxiety in the household. But if you do it makes things a lot easier. Not to say that it's going to be smooth sailing, but it does make things easier as far as credit and building your kids. So, you have anything extra you want to say, Shanae?
Yeah, Shanae, why don't you tell the people how they can get in touch with you if they want maybe some one-on-one counseling or the services that you offer?
Yes, I do. I offer counseling, debt counseling, budgeting, and credit disputing. I use factual disputes. I go over your credit card, your credit statements with you from the credit bureaus, and I educate. If you would like anyone, they can have a free consultation. The only thing they have to do is just text the word consultation to 833-673-7776, and I'll put that in the feed. But
put that in the feed, Shanae.
3-minute free consultation. We go over everything, and we devise a game plan. What I love about my company is that it's my company. I am customer service. Your goals and dreams become my goals and dreams. Actually hold you accountable. Again, if you want a 30-minute conversation with me regarding your credit and how to raise it, text the word consultation to 833-673-7776.
Okay, and you're gonna put that in the feed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did we get any anybody? Do we have anyone have any comments or questions that we have in the feed for Shanae before Shanae's off the line?
Let's see. Ladrine says, always bring in great info, Shanae Robinson.
Thank you, Jean.
Yep. So that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, we have a few people watching. So.
Yep, and I'm watching. So if anybody comes in with any questions, I'll definitely respond.
Okay.
And then on my live, Miss Kat Ann is saying this is a great topic and good job, ladies. So thank you so much.
Thank you,
Shanae. And so just going right into the next part of what we have for women and mental health. The next one would be psychological health, and that is basically adapting to and responding to life's challenges. So when I read that, I thought about we as women and how honestly we are like, we do it all. You know, we have to solve problems. You know, I don't care what your kids are going through. They call us with every problem. You know, mommy can fix it. And, you know, it all ties into psychological health. Being able to respond properly, I would say, to life's challenges, because stuff happens, right? You know, everything is not going to be always great.
Right.
But we have to learn how to have the correct coping skills to deal with that stuff that happens.
Yeah, and I agree with that, because your kids, they mimic you. So they follow how you handle things. And I'll say me, myself, I'm that cool kid. I'm that cool mom. It can be a 5-alarm fire, but I'm not going, oh my gosh, what we gonna do? I'm the type of person that's gonna make it happen. Okay, what's the problem? Let's get to the solution. Let's get it done. I'm not going to moan and boast about it with dang, You have some of us parents like it's the end of the world. You know?
And we, you know, we really have to, you know, we, like last week, I love how we took everything back to God, and how we all said the same thing. Once, whatever we're dealing with, we take it back to God in prayer. And so when I think about psychological health, I really think that you want to get your spiritual health. You know, you want to get your spiritual side together, because when things happen, when stuff comes up, you got to have somebody that you can go to. And I know for me, I go straight to the Father, because God knows how to fix it even better than we do. The Bible says my thoughts are not like his thoughts, my ways are not like his ways. So I can sit there and be stressing over a problem, but I serve a God who knows how to fix it. And so if I would just take my hands off of it and step back and say, God, you know, this is what I'm dealing with, but I know that you can fix it, and I'm going to sit back and allow you to fix it, and then, you know, it would just eliminate a lot of our stress.
I'll add to that. That's definitely a very focal ground point is spiritually, because spiritually will guard what you say out your mouth. It will guard how your behavior. Another thing is when we were at the concert, it said your ways matter. That's what Ty Tribbett made a big point. He said your ways matter, and your ways outweigh how you handle stuff, how you react, what you say out your mouth, and what you speak into your kids. Like you said, if they're calling you from every area, you just gotta, like you said, rely on God. Give me peace, God, to handle each situation. Don't go at it so violent, so you know, hostile. So that's a part of that spiritual coming out of you in a very nice, meek and warm way. And believe it or not, it will transfer to your family. Your kids will learn how to handle problems, situations, coping skills according to how we handle it.
Exactly. And you know, the thing is, one thing I had to learn, and we all need to really get this. You can't make anybody else do anything. Right? But only thing you can do is is control how you react and control what you do. And once we get that, so now it doesn't matter what you say or do to me. I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to forgive you because, see, I serve a God who's bigger.
Right.
And my God said, vengeance is mine. My God says, lean and depend on me. So if I am at the point where I can give everything over to God, as long as I'm being obedient to what God is calling me to do, I'm not going to worry about what you're doing or how you're reacting. I can only worry about myself. I think the problem with women, us women, I'm speaking about me too.
Yeah, we all included.
Right.
We us. We doing us.
We do right.
Yeah,
the problem with us is we want our children to act a certain way.
Yes.
We want our daughters to be like us. We want our sons to be a certain way.
Right.
We want people to respond and act the way we want them to act. But we can't do that. Your daughter might not be like you.
Right.
Your son might, they have their own personalities. And so it's really important for us to kind of sort of pick our battles.
Pick your battles and understand one another.
Yes.
You have to understand, and you made a good point. That person may not think the way you think.
Yeah.
That person may not have the aspirations and the goals that you have.
Yes.
I'll say this, at one of the conferences, I did raise the question of, my main thing is to make sure my kids are straight. So I want to leave a legacy behind for them.
Absolutely.
But I tell my kids, okay, I'm opening up businesses, opening up doors for you all. This is for you all, because when I'm gone, this is the legend I leave. But like the facilitator said, you can't shove this down their throat. They gotta want it. They gotta have a passion for it. That might not be what they want, but the fact that you're spreading it out, you're laying it out for them, you're doing your part. I'm doing my part. So I had to take my hands off of it, because I'm like, come on, y'all, get in the event space, learn the game, do this and that. And they like, okay, I got other stuff I want to do. I'm trying to get into this. I'm trying to get. So respect your kids, their goals, their ambitions. And they'll come back to you when it's that time. Allow them to be them.
Yep.
And because they may not have the same drive you have.
Exactly.
But like you said, like Ladrine said, we talked about it. Everybody have that special purpose in them. Yes. Everybody has that special peace in them. But you have to let people be them. And I think that's our problem with our kids. Yeah. We want this person to act this way. We want this child to act this way.
Yeah. And not just kids. You be on a job like, you thinking my coworkers should do this and my boss should do this. But you listen, you gotta let people be people and worry about yourself.
Exactly.
Listen, I went to Sarah Jakes Roberts conference, Women Evolve. I'll never be the same, and I will never miss another one of her conferences.
Wow. Where was this?
It was in Denver.
Okay.
And we had a wonderful time. Matter of fact, on the flight back, I booked the next
I know
year.
that's right.
But one thing she says is, I'm going to drink my water and mind my business.
Yes.
And that's what I've been doing. I've been drinking my water and minding my business, because at the end of the day, I got to worry about myself. I say it all the time. If you ever heard me preach, I say, look, we all got to stand before God at some point and give an account for the things that we have done. I promise you this. He ain't going to ask you about nobody else. He's going to ask you about
yourself.
So we got to worry about ourselves. And when I think about our children and how, of course, we want them to do it this way, and we want them to avoid all the pitfalls that we fell into. But at some point, we got to take our hands off of it. And sometimes you got to let them bump their heads so that they can get it together.
Exactly.
But what does the word say? Train up a child in the way that they should go, and they won't depart from it. So you give them, you instill with them. It's not just about the spiritual and the word of God, but you impart this thing about getting your credit together and paying your bills. You impart that stuff on the inside of them. They might not listen today, but I promise you they'll come back to it.
And don't automatically assume that a person should already know.
Yeah,
that's another thing. People be like, well, they should know this. This person should know this.
Oh, that's common sense.
That's common sense.
Ain't that common?
No, it's not that common no more. So don't automatically assume. Sometimes it takes a lot of extra work to explain something, explain this particular topic or something like that. But that extra explaining means a lot to some people. Absolutely. So don't automatically assume. What's our next one?
So the next one, and let's do a real recap. We did emotional well-being, and that was the accepting of oneself and being comfortable with who you are. We talked about psychological health, which is adapting to and responding to life's challenges. And now we got some people saying, let me see. Okay, so if you missed it and you're just joining us, you missed an awesome lady, Miss Shanae Robinson. She talked about how to what did she call it? Wealth building tools. Yes. And she taught us how to get our credit together. And she also put her information on here. You can text consultation to 833-673-7776. It is in the feed. I'm telling you, give her a call. She's amazing. Then we got Ladrine saying, yes, Sarah Jakes, the conference was great. It was incredible. Shanae says, we try to save our kids by doing a lot for them, but we can actually cripple them.
Yes,
they got to learn on their own.
That they definitely, so that's a true statement, Shanae. It is
so true. And then Ladrine says, yes, teach the children and show them, not necessarily do it for them. Yeah, and when they said that, I thought about the butterfly. You know, is it the butterfly or is it the bird? Somebody, I think it's a bird. When they're in that egg, they have to chip and chip and chip and chip until they break the shell. If somebody was to come around with the shell, if somebody, but think about it, if somebody was to come and break that egg for them,
they won't
it would
even
cripple them because their
not
beak
ready.
would not get strong. See, as they're chipping, their beak is becoming stronger so that they can make it in the world when they emerge out. So it goes back to we just can't do it for them. They gotta learn on their own, and they have to do it for themselves. So our next one was, again, we're talking about women and taking care of ourselves and our mental health and our well-being. And I want to talk about how we wear so many hats.
Oh gosh, the hats of the hats of the hats. Yes,
we wear so many hats.
We wear a lot of hats,
and it is so important. If you're anything like me, I don't care what hat I have on, but I need to be the best at every hat that I got on.
Yes.
And so it's important that we recognize that sometimes we can't take on everything.
Yeah.
We can't do everything. We can't be everything for everybody.
Right.
There are some times when we as women have to say no and be unapologetic about it. Listen, I can't go with you. I got a husband. I got kids. I got a job that I got to get up to tomorrow. I just can't get up and go. You might be single and fancy free. I can't do that. So we as women, we just have to understand that we're allowed
to wear. To say no.
It's okay to say no, but we're allowed to wear many hats, but you still got to understand your boundaries.
You got to understand your boundaries, and you got to understand you can wear many hats, but all the hats are not for you.
Yeah.
Every hat is not for you, and it's okay to pass that hat on to someone that's, maybe get it done for you. Prime example, I took a class, the Marriage from A to Z class, and one young lady, she was saying that she's just not one to keep the house clean. Okay, and she told her husband point blank, I would rather pay somebody because I'm busy with the kids, I'm in school, I'm just doing a lot. So I would rather pay someone to come in, clean the house. That way I don't have to worry about it. And he feels that she's less of a wife because she can't clean the house. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, share that hat. Hey, look, dude, either you want a clean house or not. My hands are tied. We can get a clean house and we can still be happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And that goes back to just knowing yourself, accepting of oneself, and being comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with the fact that I don't have time to clean my house.
Exactly.
Maybe I don't even want to. And so I'm going to pay somebody
to clean the house.
And because I want it done. I want it done meticulously. And I don't have time to do that. I
don't have time. Correct.
And so, and that's a beautiful example. We really have to just understand that, yes, we wear a lot of hats. But first and foremost, I gotta take care of me. Yeah. I'm not gonna be no good to nobody if I'm not taking care of myself.
Yes. And that's the thing. You wear too many hats, then you might not be able to fit not one hat in a minute, because that goes back to that mental health. You take so much in, you get so overwhelmed, and you shut down.
Yes.
You shut down. Because the body, one thing about the body will shut you down. Well, God will shut your body down.
Yeah.
And when your body shut down, it's nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
It's nothing
it will
you can
sit
do.
you down.
Yeah.
And it's just important for us to recognize that before we get to that
Before
point.
you get to that overwhelming point. Yeah, so that hat thing, that's very important, and like you said, don't be afraid, don't feel ashamed or that to pass the hat. I mean, so many people who can help you with so many different things. I mean, people are doing a little bit of everything now.
Yes.
Like,
listen, if you don't want to fold your clothes, you can find somebody to do that.
Pay somebody to come fold the daggone
I think
clothes.
people laugh all the time because my husband is the exact opposite. My husband is a do-it-yourselfer. When I tell you, he renovated our entire upstairs before we moved, and he did it all. He did it by himself.
Right.
I am not like that.
Right.
I tell my husband all the time, if I could pay somebody to walk for me, I probably would. Like I don't mind paying somebody.
Don't
to do
mind.
stuff.
Don't have a problem.
And I
with
think
it,
that's
know?
why we're so good together. It's a healthy
It's a balance. It's a
healthy
balance. But that's good because you and your husband, you all understand that balance. You understand each other, and you respect your weaknesses and your strengths.
Yes.
Everybody have weaknesses and strengths. I feel that in a marriage, in a relationship, in friendships, in everything, every aspect, you have your weaknesses and your strengths. So somebody chiming in?
Yes. Ellen Harris says, shake and wear your clothing as is. I love it. She says, I'm finally in a great retirement zone now. Your time will come. Glory to God. I can't wait. Yes. She said, keep the kitchen and the bathrooms clean. Yes. That's a must.
Yeah, that's a must. Yeah, you gotta do that.
And if you got kids, you make them kids get in and do them dishes. Listen, I tell my daughters, I better not come home to no sink full of dirty dishes and you've been home all day.
And your man don't want to come home. Your husband don't want to come home to no dirty kitchen.
No, the devil is alive. You get in there, you clean that kitchen. Ellen says, the more you do for folks, the more folks want you to do for them. Lord knows that's the truth.
Yeah.
Ladrian says, it's so true. It's somebody that provides all of their services that you need and want. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's no reason for us to be stressed out thinking that we got to do it all. No. I'll call somebody in a minute. And so this brings us to our last and final topic, which is relationships. And, when you think about your well-being and your mental health, you can't help but think about relationships. Right. And I know that we're talking about women, supporting women, but even any relationships, I'm talking about as a wife, so your relationship with your husband, as a mother, your relationship with your kids, as a daughter, your relationship with your mother, as a sister, as a friend. We have so many relationships and they are crucial to our well-being. Let me tell you something. If you don't have the right set of girlfriends and people in your inner circle, it can cripple you. It is imperative that you have those relationships with people that love you and that you can trust. Because I just came back from Miami. My husband allows a girls trip, which I thank God because you need it. Stay home. Yeah. But I went to Miami, and these are the same girlfriends that I went to high school and college with. And we still get together once a year, and we go to Miami and we lay on the beach all day long. And I thank God for that. I thank God for the relationships. I thank God to be able to lay aside that mother hat, the wife hat, and I get to go and be just a friend and just fancy free. Right. And that's important because, again, we have to cultivate these relationships, and they should all be sort of imparting something on you. It should. If all of your relationships are taking away
and nothing's coming in, we have a problem.
You will be drained. Yeah. If everybody you friends with, if they just I need. Right. Can you do? You're gonna be drained.
Now for my party, I that was very important to me. I had a board that listed most of my sister circles, and it went from my childhood friends who I grew up with, my friends who I accumulated on the job. I met people on the job I've come very close with. Right. My spiritual groups from church, my networking group, my business groups. I have a lot of relationships, and each of them play a different role in my life. Yes. And what some people don't understand and respect is what my relationship with this person, you may not understand it because it's not for you to understand it. Yes. And so it's very important for you to, like last night, we had a really good time. We hung out at the park, and those were a little mixture of friends from, they my dogs, my ride and die. And so the first thing we did this morning, we sent out text messages. Hey, good vibes last night. We had a great time. Love you, ladies. Send out them shout outs. Let your friends know you love them. Yes. You appreciate being in their presence. You appreciate that good spirit, being around that good feel. Yes. Because I hear a lot of times, oh my God, this person's so draining. I don't even want to pick up the phone. I hear a lot of drama. And I thank God I don't have a lot of that. I for those of my friends who are listening, love you, ladies. And I am so glad that you are in my life. You play a very important role.
Yes.
And you give me that balance.
Yes. And I want to say the same thing. I thank God for my friends. I'm on a group chat that is insane. When I tell you, when I go out of town to come back, it's 200 to 300 text messages.
Yeah, like we had such a good time.
We text all day long. I thank God for I got my friends that I do my travel with. I have my friends that when I'm down, I know who to call. I know, and I'm telling you, it's a blessing. It is a blessing.
To have
I think I saw a meme on Facebook that says, I no longer sit at tables where when I get up, I'm going to be discussed behind my back.
Wow.
And that's crucial. You'll be surprised how many women are hanging around women that don't like them.
That don't even like them.
Don't like them.
Or really want acceptance.
Yeah.
People pleasing.
Yes.
I mean, I never struggled with it, but I try to understand it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people pleasers that just want to fit in. They want to be a part of a group. They want to be a part of a sister circle. And like you said, the minute they walk away, they talking about them. They this and that. So the struggle is real with this friendship thing, and that's pretty much a topic that can be a show within itself.
Yes.
Because friendships, you have to be reminded of boundaries.
Yep.
You have to be reminded of, we all go through those different seasons in life.
And we evolve.
Yeah, you change.
Yes.
So what might have been important to me 10 years ago, that might not be that serious now.
Right.
And what's important to me now may not have been 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So you evolve, you learn one another. And friendships are just like a marriage, like a relationship.
Yeah.
You have to understand it. You have to respect it. You have to embrace it.
Right. And I mean, most of our friends, we don't have to talk for months, but when you
talk,
like you haven't missed a beat.
Yes.
And again, I thank God for my friends and my family, because you need that. These relationships are very, very important when it comes to your mental health and your well-being. If you don't have people that's checking on you, if you don't have people that recognize symptoms and signs when things are different with you, if you don't have people that say, you know what, something wasn't right with you today. What's going on? Let's talk about it. You got to have people in your corner that care enough about you to make sure that you're out here winning.
Yeah.
And I thank God for the ones that I have.
And if you don't have that, you need to check your circle. If you don't have people checking on you, if you can't pillow talk,
yes.
If you don't feel comfortable with a pillow talking to your girl, I know all of my girlfriends, I'm not going to give everyone that same conversation. Because I have a special relationship with each one. And you know that. But if you can't pillow talk, you're afraid. I mean, I hear females say, I can't do a lot of women and I don't do this. I can't relate to it. But hey, that's what people do.
When I hear that, I say, you just been doing the wrong women. You've been messing with the wrong women.
I love my booze. I love my booze.
I'm telling you. And I enjoy just talking to them. And like you said, I have a different relationship with all of them. And so, it is what it is. But again, these are just some key points that we wanted to bring out today. Just discussing mental health and well-being when it comes to women. But if I have some men watching, which it looks like we do. My friend Sean Sarvis is watching. Elder Eugene is watching.
Y'all have any brotherhood tips?
Brother Smith, Mr. Harris, Kenny Brown. So I have some men watching, and so Joseph, my cousin Joe is watching. Quite a few people are watching over on my page, and so I don't want you, Tyrone Mayo, I don't want you guys to feel like we're excluding you. It's not that. Randy Hunter, thank you for watching. Thank you for following.
Yes.
But and even though we're talking about women, please believe that if anything
If
you're
it
hearing
applies to the
applies,
men, if it applies to the men. Yeah, because and another thing we talked about on Sunday, because one of the panelists, it was a male, and he talked about his scars. He talked about some issues he had. And what we said that men don't like to share. They don't like to share their stories.
Yes.
And another thing about men that you notice, like women, we will admit we're broken.
Yes.
Men, they don't like to.
They suffer in silence.
They suffer in silence. They don't like to admit that we're broke. That they're broken. And women don't understand that men can be broken too.
Exactly.
You know, women, we expect men to understand us. Okay, I'm broken. I'm dealing with this. I'm dealing with that. But men, they deal with a lot too. And women, we forget. Okay, he has problems too. He has issues too that can be worked out. That doesn't mean he's a bad person.
Exactly.
He's not a good catch. He's broken, and anything that's broken, it can be fixed. It can be fixed. So keep that in mind, ladies, when it comes to the men, is the brokenness of the men. I would love for someone to, I was telling the gentleman, I said, you should do a conference on, brokenness
Just
with men.
Yes.
Because they don't like to share. They don't, their ego and things like that.
Let me tell you, when I did this marriage retreat, I had so many women that called and said, I want to come, but my husband doesn't want to come. And I found out that men don't want you telling their business. They thought, they didn't know how the retreat was going to be set up. So they didn't want their wives out there telling their business.
Right.
But the thing is, if you need help, you need help. And if you don't come and listen to some like-minded people and get the advice that you need, it'll never get better. But I just want to say shout out to Louise. Hey Louise, she said this was great. It was a great show. Ladrine says we've got to give a shout out to all of the co-authors and Cheryl Wood for being Amazon's #1 in business and motivation today.
Yes, go Cheryl.
Listen, and that's another thing. We have to start applauding other women.
Oh yes.
We need to begin to applaud other women. You got good girlfriends that's out here doing major things. Support them. Applaud them. Congratulate them. I thank God. Every time I do something, I can count on my friends to chime in.
You.
I'm proud of you. You're doing it. So good way to go. That's important. So shout out to Cheryl Wood for being Amazon's #1.
Go Cheryl.
That is awesome.
Yes.
That is incredible.
That's amazing.
That is incredible.
And she's representing our area.
I
from
love
the
it.
DMV. Cheryl Wood from the DMV. So that's what's up. I like Cheryl.
Yeah,
I love Cheryl.
I did an interview with her. It was awesome. It was awesome.
So we have anybody else? Because I know last week we didn't get a chance to include your comments in on the mental health thing. So we just wanted to kind of get you in.
Not to do that this time.
I know.
So Cynthia says that men tend to hold their feelings on the inside.
They do.
Very true.
And it becomes a stress factor.
Yes.
With hypertension and things like that.
I'm telling you,
stroke.
That stuff turns into physical illnesses.
Yeah, it does.
We really have got to do better. We got enough counting against our men. We can't have all of that.
Right.
Ladrine says get your copy of an Entrepreneur Elevation I'll be discussing at one of the upcoming shows. Awesome.
Okay, Dream.
Awesome. Ellen Harris says thanks for acknowledging my post, and she agrees. You're very welcome. Thank you for chiming in, Miss Ellen. And Ladrine says great job, ladies.
Yes. I want to give a shout out. I'm not good with this Facebook stuff.
You got a lot of people over
we
there.
got a lot of people on that chimed in. My head, Lord, I'm just looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh my gosh, it sweated out last night at the party. That show you how much we party. But oh my gosh, we have so many people. We got April, we got Adrian, I saw Pam on here, we got Sophia, Richard Bellamy, Linda, my sister Linda. Oh my gosh, all y'all showed up and showed out today.
We got some comments.
There's some comments. I don't see the comments.
Terry said amen.
Oh yeah, we got Terry that said amen. I see Joyce, you watching us. Joyce was on the show last week.
Tanya said something.
Okay, so Tanya Darby, so true. Will said, every hat is not for you. I agree with that. I done tried all the hats, so I already know how it is. We're turning some of them into the box. And that box ain't been opened back up. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with that. What else we got?
I got Louise Harley. She says support each other, compliment each other, nurture each other.
Yes, nurture.
Yes.
That's
I like
definitely.
that word.
I like that word. And we need to nurture in every aspect of our relationships, meaning your marriage, your husband, your kids, your friends. That nurture is a very powerful word. And you believe it or not, everybody don't know how to nurture.
They don't. They don't. And this is the thing, ladies, and I hate to say this, but you got to know who you married. So I'm sorry if you didn't marry somebody who's nurturing. You can't leave them. You married who you married, but you can work with them. Because like you said, everybody wasn't taught. You got again back to that generational impact. People they do what they saw, and back in the day, you ain't see a whole lot of that nurturing and stuff in the household. Men were out there providing, women were taking care of the home. Everybody kind of stayed in their own roles. I thank God that now you've got men who are hands on. I love the fact my husband said, "When are we going to register our daughter to high school?" I'm going with
he's
you.
on it. They on it.
They're on
and
it.
the thing about it is, everybody that comes through my doors at the Glow Bar, I'm a hugger. So when they come in, I'm like, hey. And so they were like, oh, you a hugger. Yes, I am a hugger. Yeah. You never know with that hug may change someone's life. Exactly. Some people have never been hugged. Yes. You would be surprised. Some people do not get hugs very often. Yes. So, huggers, they make changes in people's lives.
I'm going to tell you what I started doing, because I look like we're going to have to get ready right now.
Okay, we got to wrap it up.
What I do now, when I get on the elevator, y'all, I do not get off the elevator. If there's somebody else on the elevator, I get off I say, you have a good day.
Yes.
And especially, like other races, and they be like, well, thank you.
You just never know. You never know. They look up like, oh, she spoke. Yes, exactly. Hey, you have a great day. So just be kind, be nurturing, just be your best every day. Yes. Just serve a purpose and make it a purpose of being nice. Yes. You just never know what encouraging words may change a person's life.
Exactly. Let me see that. We'll go over the last few comments in the last few minutes.
And then we out of here.
Cynthia says she loved my hair. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Louise said, thank you. Louise said, we've been doing it for 24 years. She's married, and I love her relationship with her husband. They are so cute on Facebook. Oh, my goodness. And then we have over here Ladrine. Oh, Ellen says, y'all look beautiful. Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you.
And Ladrine says, men call ladies emotional. They are often emotionless.
Yeah, they getting kind of... Yeah.
But look, a lot of times, some of these men now seem to be really emotional.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, Dream, we just had a conversation about, I said, Dream, are the men changing? Because they getting a little more emotional. I thought it was just me.
No, they are changing, and you like, well, babe, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, Dream. I don't know about that, Dream, because we just talked about that. I said, Dream,
I think they
has some stuff changed I don't know about? Dream said, yeah, they get a little emotional, and you like, oh, I didn't know that was going to hurt your feelings, but dang.
Yes. And Ellen Harris says, and be honest above all. That is so true. Be honest with yourself and with others. I'm sorry, I can't go. I got to go home and take a nap. I can't go. Be honest. Ellen says, love languages are different. And Ladrine says, yes, small gestures mean a lot. Well,
we have Tanya that also said uplifting words. Sisters, thank you, Tanya. Also, who is that? Gilberta Freeman. Hey, Trina. Hey. I can't get to everybody, y'all. Y'all know me and this Facebook and these words, but I want to thank everyone for chiming in. Yes. And like I said, we're going to wish Ladrine safe travels. Yes. Also with Shanae, we sent our condolences. She had death in the family. Yes. She was supposed to join us, so she joined us in on the line. And
wasn't somebody else?
And Myra was supposed to join us. Sometimes that traffic.
She was in traffic.
That traffic sometimes be a monster. So we have to get her little love. We get that on the next show. I won't be here, but you all will probably enjoy that. So, I had a question for you, Myra. I know. I really did. I'm going to send it a friend of a friend. Yeah. Y'all going to have to say it's coming from a friend.
Right. I'm asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. But so...
All right, so
but we didn't. They didn't give us the cue yet. Okay, so I guess we can still
what's the thing you do at the end?
Girls Tea.
Yeah, you don't have that.
I don't have it, but I will say that since we're talking about healthy relationships and things like that, what are your most important key factors in a healthy relationship? with you?
For me, the most important factors in a healthy relationship would have to go right back to what I think Ellen said, which is honesty.
Okay.
That's important to me, because when you're honest, then you can express how you feel. Like a perfect example, if I do something that upsets my husband, if he's not honest with me about it, I can't address it and I can't fix it.
Right.
And then next thing you know, there's a wedge there.
Yeah.
So I thank God for honesty. And even with my girlfriends, if I do something that offends them or something that doesn't rub them the right way, don't let it fester.
Right.
Let's talk about it. Let's be open and honest. I gotta tell you how I feel about this thing. It doesn't mean I don't love you.
Right.
It doesn't mean we're not gonna still be friends, but we gotta address this thing so we can move forward with a healthy relationship. So for me, it is honesty and open communication. Let's talk about it.
Right.
It's nothing we can't resolve.
Right.
You know, if you love me and I love you, it ain't no falling out and now we ain't friends no more. I don't understand. You know?
With me, and I'll go back to, I guess, try to hit every aspect. One is transparency.
Yes.
I love transparency, because what transparency does, it each situation you can kind of like, how can I explain it? You're not judging.
Yeah.
You know, you're being open. And when you're open to things, you're more you're open to
receptive.
Receive things.
Yeah.
Your delivery is different.
Yeah.
Your choice of words, you're careful with that. When you're transparent, you think about things that you're going to say, how you're going to handle things. So transparency is important, and also genuineness.
Yes.
I mean, do things genuinely,
Yes.
you know, from your heart.
No
Don't do it for
motive.
show.
Yeah.
Don't have motives
Bad
behind
ulterior
it.
motives.
You know,
Yeah.
so of course there's a lot of other factors, but yeah, that transparency thing, I find that those who judge others and things like that, I get turned off by people like that.
Yeah.
I give them very short conversations. They really gets none of me. They gets none of me.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not transparent, I got to hear, you know.
So you guys
this and that.
chime in. What is it that
What's some key
factors for you all
for healthy
So
relationships?
Cynthia says honestly talk and pray together.
Yeah.
That's crucial. That is crucial. Anybody else have anything that?
And in every circle, you should have a prayer warrior.
Oh yeah.
Every circle you have, at least try to have a prayer warrior. If
Yeah.
you're not one yourself,
or be the prayer warrior.
If you're not one
Be the prayer
yourself,
warrior.
somebody need to be in that group that you know that can pray and pray us in, pray us out, and things like that. So yeah.
And Ladrine says compassionate.
Compassion,
That's
Dream.
crucial.
Yeah.
That's crucial. Yes.
What else? I think I don't have anybody that's chiming in that's saying anything.
No, somebody just said something. Go all the way down. They said communication. Go all the way down. Other way. Yeah, go all the way.
Well, dang, so how you see all that? Okay, but we got we got all the way down at the bottom. Communication.
Yeah. Who is that? Peggy says hello, ladies.
Hey,
and
Peg.
Gilberta says communication.
Communication.
Y'all still have to
the
help
key.
Trina out with this.
Yeah, that's why I don't get on Facebook. This is my first. You know, we've been doing this show for a whole year. This is the first time I ever did live, so I didn't try something different this year. I mean today.
Oh look, Ladrine said they gonna put y'all out.
They ain't come to the window. We usually get the little sign up. So hey, we gonna ride the time out, Ladrine.
We still talking. They ain't put us out yet.
Yeah. So communication is very important, and I just think that.
Oh wait a minute, we got something over here. Louise says our favorite thing to practice is kindness. I love
kindness.
that.
Kindness is very important, and kindness comes along with be
is.
careful what you speak, how you speak, what you say, how you react. It goes back to them coping skills, because if it's in your heart, if that warm and soft feeling is in your heart, it's going to come out. But if that bitterness and that angriness is in your heart, it's going to come out. And so be very conscious to practice kindness. So kindness, communication, transparency, Honesty. They got us. We got the deposit. So we're going to wrap up, and it's only the two of us today.
That's all right. We got it.
We got this. But thanks for joining in.
Yes, thanks for being just participating. Louise said words hurt. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. That was a false saying when they said words will never hurt.
Sticks
and stones might break my bones, but words when I hurt. That's not true.
Yes, they
It's the other way around.
And it takes forever to heal from those words.
Yes,
so
some people don't even heal from them. So, okay. Hey, the two of us.
What is it? Let's do this.
Let's do this. It's only two, not ladies, but Trina and Sonia and Dream and Shanae and Myra. Let's do this. Yeah. Thanks for joining in. We pulled this on, y'all.
Yeah. You did it.
The two of us, yeah.